Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about my favorite TV shows that I've been watching, and this is in no specific order, and they're all my own personal opinions, so take that with a grain of salt. Yeah, so let's get started. Okay, so first up is BoJack Horseman. This is a show that I've watched not once, not twice, but 3 times. And it's actually pretty rare for me to watch a show this many times. And it's just a testament to how much I really love this show. It's an anthropomorphic animation that centers around BoJack Horseman, a horse who was an actor from a famous show in the 90s. And he's this incredibly unlikable anti-hero who is very insecure and relies on external validation to kind of feed his ego. And the show overall is gritty and not afraid to address issues like substance abuse, mental illness, generational trauma, and the effects of media and fame. The fact that it's animated, however, brings a lighthearted tone to the serious nature of the topics at times. And I love how every character is two-dimensional and you get to see their life journey throughout the seasons. Major side characters include Diane Nguyen, who's Bojack's biographer, Princess Carolyn, his agent, who he also has a relationship with, Mr. Peanut Butter, his foil, and Todd, his roommate. And you get to see the power dynamics between each relationship as Bojack navigates through a life of fame, money, and trauma. Okay, second on the list is Rick and Morty. It's about an average family with an eclectic grandfather who returns from intergalactic space. Morty, the son, who is brought on these wacky interdimensional space adventures with his grandfather Rick, and it's not your average adult animation like BoJack Horseman. Oh, sorry, it's not. I meant to say it's not your average adult animation, and like BoJack Horseman, it covers some gnarly topics like generational trauma, abandonment issues, existential crisis, and so much more. It's become one of my favorite comfort shows, and I just love how Morty develops as a character as well. Most TV shows leave characters like Morty pretty much the same throughout the seasons for comic relief, but I really like how the writers develop Morty as well as the seasons go on. Next up on the list is Hellbound. It's a Korean Netflix series about these ominous messages telling people when they'll go to hell. And once these messages are sent, unearthly beings descend to Earth and send them to hell. And these supernatural occurrences give rise to religious groups and factions that soon threaten to take over the government. I really like how this thriller series explores herd mentality, the power of religious extremists, and paranoia. I was immediately glued to the screen and was captivated by the interesting premise. I 100% recommend this, and season 2 is out, and I'm currently working my way through it. Now, I'm sure many of you have already heard of this next show. It's Baby Reindeer by Richard Gad. It's based on Gad's real life experience with a stalker that changed his life, and I think first of all it's really commendable and admirable and brave of him to turn his trauma into art. And the show centers around Donnie, Richard Gad's character, who works at a bar and one day gives a free cup of tea to a distressed woman called Martha, played by Jessica Gunning. And it soon turns into a traumatic turn of events as Martha starts stalking Donnie. I've watched this show twice now and love it a lot. It touches on really tough topics like victims of sexual assault, how not everyone is the quote unquote perfect victim, shame, and so much more. It's not your typical portrayal of victims of sexual assault and has so much more nuance and so much more depth to it, exploring things like the relationship between an abuser and a victim, and how the entertainment industry preys on young people, young artists trying to break into the industry. I highly recommend checking it out if you haven't already. And Richard Gadd and Jessica Gunning give some of the most magnificent performances I've ever seen on screen. So yeah, it's really good. And last but not least, I didn't want this whole list to be kind of like depressing, gritty shows. So I've added Spy Family. It's a Japanese animated series on Netflix and is based on a manga by the same name. It's an adorable and lighthearted series about a young 6-year-old girl who can read minds named Anya, and she gets adopted by a secret agent named Twilight who goes by the alias Lloyd Forger, and a fake wife and mother, Yor Forger, who is also an assassin by the name of Thorn Princess. They each hide their real identities while pretending to be a normal household. Lloyd Forger's on a mission to gain intel from a government elite. And despite the premise sounding a little bit serious, it's actually quite lighthearted and family friendly. The animation style is very cute and colorful. The characters, especially Anya, are so adorable, and I just love the storyline. It's whimsical, it's funny, and yeah, it's just overall really lighthearted. So I highly recommend this series if you're just looking for a good laugh. So yeah, that's the end of my list. Thank you so much for watching my video, and goodbye.